Hello, welcome to the Star Card Tarot. This is Karen with Tarot Tonight. I hope you're doing well. We're still in Aries season. Yeah, buddy. So I've decided tonight just for cards. I did post a video. A few of you saw it. And I took it down. And I took it down because I felt like I didn't do as much of a disclaimer on it as I wanted to, and I didn't want to portray something that wasn't. I did get a few key words as messages, and I connected some dots and had some thinking. It wasn't fully channeled, and I felt like when I did the video, because I don't do editing and all that stuff, that I thought, I don't ever want anybody to think this was something that was like, all of it was completely, whatever. So I took it down. I'm somewhat regretting it, but somewhat really happy about that. So as on my channel, I always leave it up to you, the viewer, that whatever messages come through are meant for you, right? So in that respect, as much as I was looking at the whole situation, thinking, geez, maybe I should upload it again. But then I realized, there's many messages out there with astrology and all these different modalities that people are speaking the same message, right? So I'm just going to leave it there. That was for who it was meant for, and I hope you really, really enjoyed it. So going forward, let's see if there's any messages tonight, any cool things, any awesome things, however the cards may land, whether they're great or terrible, we're up for that. And it's always good to have a little bit of insight. Again, this helps you exercise your psychic abilities. This helps you develop your intuition and all those kind of things, right? And also those were a lot of my personal opinions, right? So again, I don't want to just be another voice out there spouting off a personal opinion, yet that is kind of the key. That's kind of important, that we are all able to feel and think what we want. So again, moving forward, any messages tonight, any cards or images, pictures, numbers, colors, whatever it may be, anything that would be helpful for us. Two of Swords, a little bit sideways. Oh no! We're back to a sideways Two of Swords. What the hell, guys? Ah, Jesus. So I always think about the Two of Swords when the characters often blindfolded, so they're really having to make a logical decision because of it being the Swords suit. So it's not necessarily anything of your internal that's going to help you make these decisions. It's really going to be mind over matter, using logic, where it fell at a little bit sideways. So anything to back that up? Any more information for that? The Emperor in reverse. So right away, this guy upside down, right away I'm kind of feeling like how I was feeling about, I doubted myself, and there was no need to. So if you're feeling like you're trying to make a decision, and you're, on the fence, don't know this, that, this side, that side, two choices, it's because you're not feeling in your power. You would be feeling in your power if you're Emperor upright. And again, from my own experience, just from yesterday, of saying, doubting myself, doubting that message, doubting what I was presenting to you. Don't doubt yourself. Doubt doubt the I of you, but don't doubt the true authentic you. Because that's always the truth, right? We always get our answers. We don't need to run to tarot cards. We don't need to run to a scientist, a doctor, a guru, an expert, this or that. We have all the answers we need. So don't doubt yourself. That true self. Nine of Pentacles. Hey, nice. We just left off from that not too long ago. Before all of this kind of wider perspective or worldwide perspective happened, we were seeing the Nine of Pentacles. And we were seeing it turn into a Ten of Pentacles. So we're back here. Nice. Nice. So to me that indicates that this hasn't really shaken things too much for some of you. You've done it. You've accomplished what you need for your individual self in your material realm. You have a grasp on things, whether it's you have your budget in place, or you have your groceries, or your survival needs, or you have abundance for yourself. It's not for a whole community, but look at that. You're doing well, right? This is awesome. I love it. I'm going to take a sip. Cheers to everybody. I had a birthday yesterday and I'm having a mimosa. I couldn't access that yesterday, but today I am. So there we go. Happy birthday, Aries. Cheers to orange juice and a little champagne. A little bubbly. For some reason at the moment I'm getting that song by the Beatles, or it just may have been Paul McCartney after the Beatles. That song, A Little Love, is coming through. I know that kind of sounds real Aquarian, but that's what's coming in. So if that's a message to anybody, any synchronicities, lyrics, melody, whatever time in your life when you hear it, or you hear it now, or sometime soon, with the little love, da, 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 whatever the lyrics are. Right on. Right on. I love it. I love it. Oh, look at that. Got a whole pack here. So, starting out with the Eight of Rods in reverse and the Fool in reversed. So if we're just looking at, it doesn't matter how they're placed at the moment, but the first card, the last card here, there's like a stall on communication. There's this whole body of stuff in between, and kind of the result is not feeling like taking a leap ahead, not feeling like to take a risk. Some kind of a stall in communication. Six of Swords reversed, not moving forward and moving on from chaos, kind of being stuck in chaos. The Two of Cups reversed. Not making connections with others. So that's held you back. Nine of Rods reversed, Six of Rods upright, Hierophant upright. So there's a bit of either you're lacking putting out communication, or people are lacking communicating with you. Not a need to move forward with any type of relationship, again, outside of yourself, not with yourself. This is really a good time for people in the world to relate to themselves, but there's not a feeling of moving forward, We just passed that zenith point of Pisces going into Aries, and there's a stall for some people of not wanting to move with that energy. Okay, so Nine of Rods reverse, I feel like there's some kind of not laying down a line or not laying down boundaries. Yeah, I feel like people aren't laying down boundaries. No matter why, whether it's yourself or others or environment not communicating with you or no movement forward, there's no clear boundaries right now. You are not putting down clear boundaries. Now is that right time to put down your boundaries. A simple yes, a simple no. There doesn't need to be explanation, but it's because you feel like you're going to still get your victory, and Hierophant really talks about tradition. That's coming up, that's like one of the main describing words of tradition. And this has come up as both of these are your major arcana. So these are the major events. These are the major focuses. And I feel like in order to get victory in your life is, you can't think in those terms of what served you before. You have to lay down some boundaries. This guy has got to go upright. Because if you can't lay down your boundaries, you're going to get the same old story back here. Over and over and over and again. Just because simply tradition. I'm doing this because this is the way things were. I'm doing this because that's what the last guys did. I'm doing this, right? And then there's no feeling of wanting to leap ahead, wanting to start new cycles, start new energy in your life, switch something out. Sometimes it's just the smallest little tweak. You just got to just change something just slightly sometimes and it could have that profound effect, right? Oh, it's so cool. These last few readings have been so direct. Such clear images, or such concise words. There's really no arguing about it. A lot of times the things, we always try to complicate things. Sometimes the things are so simple. Eight of Cups, yeah, not wanting to move on. Or actually, sorry, moving on. Feeling like something's not emotionally fulfilling enough, having a need to move on. So if something on the inside is propelling you to move on, or draw that line, right? Queen of Swords, Two of Pentacles. Your logic on the inside, how you're formulating things or, coming to conclusions, that's activated and that's strong. But it's still also to keep something, you're trying to maintain balance. And that's your reason to move on. Because again, the emotional fulfillment, the cups, that something's not working in your life no longer, right? Three of Swords reverse, Three of Cups, Two threes. Because you don't want to be in heartache, you don't want to be disappointed. A lot of times our logical minds, those swords, can get us feeling like that. And there's a need for using that energy to fulfill those emotions again. If you're feeling lack somewhere, you're You're wanting to be able to fulfill that and create new connections, new community, finding people who are like-minded, people who really, really see eye to eye. Ace of Pentacles, there's a opportunity here to start something. So we saw back here, there was inner contemplation, a lot of inner contemplation about keeping things in balance. If you walk away from something, there's this contemplation, and you can find, you won't have to juggle it. Okay, so certainly a 2 to a 1 is a regression. But if you're tired of weighing it out, this, that, I don't know, continual, over here, over there, add this, subtract that, like, that's a lot internally. There's a fresh opportunity coming up if you want it. I find aces are, I always kind of feel like it's the essence of something. It's not quite grounded, it's not in material form yet. But there's something here that could be very accessible to you and in a material way. Pentacles represent the material realm. Four of Swords, taking rest and recovery. The Star card, having hope. We saw the Star card come up in a few readings ago where it was in reverse. So if you make some clear boundaries, whether it's with yourself, with others, or situations, move on from it. Be done with this internal struggle of, I don't know. Seeing that there is a new opportunity, keeping your eyes open for that. Through your rest and recovery, you'll find your new hope. There's a 5 of Cups and a 10 of Swords. It might feel like you're going to be taking a few steps forward, a few steps back, but you're done with this. Like 10 represents the end of a cycle. You've had as much psychological, mental, intellectual stress on you as you could possibly take. And you're done with that. 10 is you're complete. You're going to start fresh. And again, it might be a little bit back and forth, but you're making choices to move forward out of that, and being clear, finding a new hope through rest and recovery, taking self-care, taking time for you, taking time internally. Not like, when I say that, I mean, like, it can happen to anybody in any way or any of any caliber. I'm not talking about just being inside your house, not quotes going outside or doing this or that. Going really internal, really taking care of, doing that work that you require. Like I said, it might feel 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. There might be a lot of things to contemplate, and it's a scary spot, and it doesn't necessarily mean that all hope is lost, right? And when your brain can't logicalize the things anymore, then you go internal. Then you get your answers. The brain's just a storehouse of things that you've learned. I've read this book, it's downloaded into mine. I've read this book, it's downloaded into my mind. I've looked at this picture, this or that. The brain will only compute what it knows. You're at the end of that. Nothing can hurt you anymore. You've seen it all, you've done it all, you've experienced it all. And 10 really represents a completion of a cycle, a transition to a new cycle, wholeness. And done are the days of woe is me, where you're going to be starting fresh, back to a new Ace of Swords, a new thinking, a new concept. And there you go. I hope you enjoyed.